Greetings. It is October 29th, 2014. This day momentous in history is the day that the Giants won against the Kansas City Royals 2-3, becoming the World Series champions for the third straight time in 5 years, becoming the Giants dynasty. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. Before we go on to tonight's official program. This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and welcome to the very beginning of this bizarre 5th anniversary of the Kal Kat Show this weekend. Welcome to the weekend. It is Wednesday, 29th, as it was Wednesday the 29th many years ago. Well, about 7 years ago. But yeah, and this is Kal Kat, and we are going on to the programs for the evening. Let it be known that the Giants won the World Series. Yes, so let's do that. On to the show. Ironically, this is the studio where Stuff the Series was filmed in '89. Oh yeah. I should probably mention another thing about this being the anniversary of academia. I think I mentioned that earlier with the Giants. Yes, briefly, since I have a scant 20 minutes left, but I won't do that. Okay, let's mention Pine Hill a little bit more. You know I mentioned Pine Hill a lot, because it's the Pine Hill season. It's the 30th anniversary. Tonight is the 30th anniversary of the first recorded episode, which we took an audio tape and recorded the classroom academics class with audio tape recorder. Yeah, I don't know why the teachers let us do that, because that probably wasn't a good idea. But they did, and we did. We recorded it. And, yeah. And the cast members included a guy named Sean, big cowboy guy, inspiration for Clint Cowpoke later on. Angie Tyson, who was an inspiration for, we can say her full name, I guess. Yeah, why not? Sean McKnight, Angie Tyson. We can say those names because we can. It's okay. There was the guy named Joel, there was a girl named Michelle, there was a girl named Jeanette, several characters, and Sean and Angie and I were the minions at that point. Sandra Kay, yeah, she was also a minion. This is before Jim, this is 84, this is, I was in junior high, Angie was in junior high, Sean was a little older. Yeah, so, a little older, so, he was on his way out. But yeah, and we recorded a lot of audio recordings of us acting strange, and we decided to, making it sound like we were breaking boards and stuff, and breaking dicks and stuff like that, because it's way before any martial arts stuff, so we were just pretending to break stuff on audio tape. And yeah, so, we did that. The episode was that we recorded, I had written on the chalkboard on location at Pine Hill, and then Sean McKnight wrote underneath prison. And Pine Hill Prison was born. The early Pine Hill salute. That salute, that wasn't me. That was Dave McLean. He's also up there, so we can mention him. It wasn't Jason Cranston either. Jason is on Facebook, so is McLean, so is Angie. There hasn't been an online reunion, but they're trying to get that together. I have proposed it. I've gone on to the Pine Hill website. There's a fan site. It said online reunion right here. You know, if you want to have one, come in. All I got was one answer. Angie going, yay! I said, good idea. Like. Dave too. Like. Dave Silverstein too, like. Henry Brister, like, and here's some ads. Chris and Libby, here's some ads. Yeah. But yeah, so there were some Pine Hill people out there. Nothing from Chuck McCain, he didn't respond. He was out there though. But yeah, there's a lot of the Pine Hill cast still out there on the internet, so yeah. Academia had a lot of misconceptions. Even I looked at the 10th anniversary flashback from '94, and it was copied. And then there were other versions of it where it sort of got embellished on over the years. And there were some misconceptions in that episode. Early on, there was the only thing controversial. There were two controversial things. The only thing controversial in that particular episode at the time, October 29th, 84, was the what money did Michelle English owe Angie Tyson? What was she complaining about? What kind of money? Was it drug money? Ooh, we thought it was. No, it wasn't. It was probably for cigarettes, I guess. So they were getting him out of the cigarette machine because he could do that back then. So he bought some cigarettes and I'll pay her back. So it wasn't anything horrible, but just that, for cigarettes. Also, the other thing was that my character, I was a smartass. I was a smartass junior high kid, and as a point of rebellion. And so, at one point, Jeanette allegedly looks out the window and wants to be a guy. It says she wants to be a guy. Okay, maybe she's transgender. No, she wasn't. She just wanted to be shocking. She was shocking in other ways later, but we won't go into that. Just scary way. But yeah. Why is it that the most shocking ones are the strangest ones? It's odd. But yes, she wasn't a lesbian. She had said that, and then I said, "Why don't you get a sex change?" Well, I was being literal. Why don't you go get a sex change? It was a funny joke, but I didn't really know anything about transgenders or anything. But I don't think she was one, because this character turned out to be constantly making up stories. So let's just say that she made up a lot of stuff. Probably wasn't true. But yeah, ended up getting kicked out of Pine Hill, which is hard to do. So she must have done something wrong. Yeah, she did a lot of things wrong. But yeah, Sean McKnight eventually left Pine Hill. I guess he graduated junior high, left Pine, or I don't think so. I think he wasn't. I think he was older than me. If he wasn't, then he was pretty big. I think what happened is he went to another school. He transferred from sophomore year. So yeah, I think he transferred, like Dave McLean did. Yeah, they weren't seniors. Yeah, so, and then you might ask, where does Tim and Jim and John come in? Mark's cards come in. A little later. Yeah, we went into that later, Mark's cards. You call him Mark's cards. But he wasn't called that back then. Yeah, Tim was actually in and out at that point. Tim was actually in the self class by 85, so yeah, with us in the self class, we recorded the class 85 that season, second season of that, of 8th grade at that point, I think it was. So we had 84 and then 85, 8th grade. At that point, Jim came along when I was in 9th grade, or the end of 8th grade, and let's see, 83, 84 was 7th grade. And 84, 85 would have been 8th grade. So 85, 86, Jim came in June of 86, January of 86, and stayed until June of 87. Angie left in the middle of that and came back in late 87 and stayed through early 80s, almost 88, and then left again. So yeah. So that's what that is. Mark's cards, or John, came about in 86 when I was in Steve Clark's class for my freshman year. 86, 87, yeah, freshman year. My freshman year in Steve's class. Ironically, his freshman year in high school, because he was a junior high on the other side, and then they went back and forth. He was junior high. He's 3 years younger. So John, Mark's cards. Yeah, we're probably not going to put this part on there. Mark's cards. He was later. Yeah. So when he was a freshman, I was a senior. So that happened like 2 years later, a couple of years later. So, so it came around again. Jim was a senior when I was a junior, or 8th grader. No, He was a senior for like 2 or 3 years though. There, 86, 87. Yeah, yeah. He was a senior. Jim was a senior when I was a freshman, and John was a. Like, yeah, that's what. And Tim is the same age as me, so a little younger. February of 71, November of 70, a little younger. Ooh, yes, and also he is well endowed. Of the minions, the most endowed. Bum ba bum ba bum. Oh, we're talking about my ticket, YouTube. Oh, dude. Oh, we're not. We don't need to put that in there. But yeah, so I guess that's it. Academia, reminiscing on 30 years ago. Seems like yesterday, the self class. I suppose, as Marx Karts recently remarked, like the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, like the teachers were just trying to do their jobs. He's getting old. She thinks that they're doing their jobs. Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, it's like, he was a rebel. It's still fun that he was a rebel. The movie's a little bit overrated. No. So, anyways, yeah, academic. We called it that, but it was probably math class. I think it was math class. Which is strange, like weird stuff we were just randomly talking in class. Like just, man, we were hyper back then. We did the crash times and stuff. Even when I wasn't really good at it, I could still do it. I don't want to do it now, though. This is wake people up. So on Halloween,